God says, wait a moment, don't scroll just yet. Something sacred has just shifted in the spiritual realm. The instant your eyes landed here, something unseen stirred. An angel softly whispered, they've arrived. God has been calling out to you for some time now. You've felt it, haven't you? That subtle pull in your chest, that quiet tap on your spirit. But what's happening this time feels different. Archangel Michael has been standing by, waiting these exact 45 minutes to deliver a divine message. And if you close this again like before, something deeply significant might fade before it even begins. You might think ignoring this won't change anything, but heaven paused the flow of time just so these words could meet you where you are. Most people scroll past divine nudges like this, but your soul was handpicked to receive this moment, not by luck or coincidence, but by divine orchestration. Because there's something approaching in your life, something powerful and hidden that no one warned you about, and Michael says it's already making its way toward you. Let me ask, do you understand how many times God watched you cry in silence, how he waited not because he wasn't listening, but because he was holding this moment for you? You've pleaded for signs, but you move too quickly when they arrive. Don't hurt God's heart by skipping this once more. He's been crafting something celestial for you, unforeseen, holy, life-altering. But the next few minutes will determine if it reaches you. Michael says, beloved one, I've watched your spirit break, I've felt your exhaustion. But you're standing closer than ever to the transformation you begged for under starlit nights. This message didn't find you by mistake. Lately have you sensed something unexplainable, like your soul knows something's near? That sleepless night wasn't random, your spirit was reacting to what's been silently approaching, and now it's here. If your body shivers while reading, it's not the air, it's heaven confirming this is yours. And if your chest feels tight or your eyes well up, that's your soul waking up, remembering something ancient it once knew. Right now God is speaking. If the message isn't clear to you yet, Michael is here to interpret. He says, your name was etched into a golden scroll just 45 minutes ago. A decision concerning your destiny has already been made and you weren't even aware. That's why this message couldn't wait another moment. That's why God ensured it reached you now, because what's on the horizon is going to shift your path in ways you never saw coming. And here's something unexpected. Someone from your past, the very one you just thought of, is feeling you in their spirit. They don't understand why, but something inside is unsettled. Heaven is nudging them because something between you two wasn't finished. Michael explains, you weren't meant to reconnect until now, until the timing was aligned, and now it is. Pause right now, inhale slowly, take a glance around. Do you feel it, like something in the atmosphere just adjusted? That's not your imagination, that's divine tension building around you. Angels are already in position, one standing silently behind your left shoulder. Don't turn, just trust they are present, guarding this sacred moment, because tonight marks the beginning of a spiritual transition. Before continuing, make space for what's next, because this is only one message of many. Archangel Michael isn't finished, and the next could hold something even more vital. Skipping it might cost you a miracle meant only for you. Even your screen stayed still just for this. You weren't interrupted, your attention didn't wander. That's divine interference. Heaven made sure nothing stood between you and these words. Don't let this alignment go to waste. Something is making its way toward your heart, spiritually, emotionally, maybe even in physical form. And if you're distracted when it knocks, you'll miss it. Michael says, a messenger has already left heaven, they're on their way to you even now. This may sound overwhelming, but have you paused to wonder why you've been so emotionally unsettled recently, why you carry that curious mix of nervousness and anticipation like something immense is around the corner but you can't describe it, that spiritual evolution in motion? And Michael says, you've outgrown your old identity, that's why certain people have disappeared, that's why your emotions feel like they're overflowing because your new chapter is already unfolding. God isn't angry, but he has felt sorrow because you've brushed aside the very things meant to restore you, sorrow because you say you want transformation yet avoid the messengers of that change, sorrow because his hands are trying to unlock your future but you're still holding tightly to a broken door. This message is your divine passkey. If you dare to release what's outdated, you'll walk into a space brimming with solutions, clarity and peace. Michael urges you to understand what's coming in the next 7 days may feel like chaos at first, it might move fast, feel messy and leave you breathless, but this isn't destruction, it's divine disruption. Heaven is shutting the wrong door with thunder so that the right one, the one you forgot even existed, can swing wide open. You're not imagining the energy that surrounds you, you're not broken for sensing whispers at night or revisiting the same dreams repeatedly, these are not coincidences, they are the symptoms of divine sensitivity. Michael says, they've been calling out for you in their sleep, and if you've been waking between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. this is why. Focus now, someone will reach out, perhaps a message, a call, and their words will seem casual, but hidden within will be something sacred, a buried truth, a turning point. You must listen with your soul, not just your ears. If you close off, you'll miss what's truly being said. Heaven has reshaped your destiny behind the scenes just to give you one final opportunity. This door wasn't supposed to reopen, but Michael interceded, he pleaded on your behalf, and God in his mercy said yes, but only if you receive this not just with your mind but with your heart. Let this message soak in, don't just scroll by, let it reach the place where your healing lives. You are not crazy for talking to the sky when no one is around, you're not imagining those signs, those repeating numbers, those moments when the light flickers as you speak your heart aloud. That's not a coincidence, it's alignment, it's proof that heaven is listening. You're not losing your mind, you're finally tuning into what your soul has been hearing all along. God says, I placed a whisper in your heart long ago, and though you've tried to ignore it, keeps getting louder. That whisper is truth, that whisper is purpose, and it's calling you again now. Not because you're behind, not because you're broken, but because the time has finally aligned with your readiness. You're no longer the person you once were, the wounds have become wisdom, the delays have become direction, what once hurt now teaches. That's how you know you've grown. Michael says, you didn't miss your moment, it's just beginning. Everything that left your life was clearing space, the people who stopped calling, the doors that never opened, none of it was punishment, it was preparation. Because what's coming next couldn't fit inside the old version of your life, you had to expand, you had to evolve, and now you have. There's a person you've been praying for, yes, heaven heard that too, that soul is being prepared as well in ways you can't see, there are dreams being aligned, there are silent breakthroughs happening behind the curtain of your current reality. But soon the curtain will lift and you'll see it clearly, it's not just coming, it's arriving, and it will feel like coming home to something your heart always knew but couldn't explain. Right now you may feel on edge, restless, emotional for no reason. It's not anxiety, it's activation. Your spirit is sensing the shift before your mind can explain it. Don't dismiss it, don't numb it, feel it fully. That's how you prepare, that's how you allow what's been waiting to finally meet you. because this isn't just another season, this is the one your soul signed up for, the one everything before this was leading up to. God says, stop replaying the old pain like it holds power over you. It doesn't. What they said, what they did, what you lost, none of it gets to write your future. I do, and I've already written beauty into your next chapter. So let it go now, release the guilt, release the doubt, release the need to understand every step before you take it. Some of the most powerful moves you'll ever make will be made in faith, not clarity. Michael says, you have been protected more than you know. The accident that didn't happen, the heartbreak that didn't last, the decision you almost made but something told you to wait, that was me, that was heaven, that was divine timing blocking what you couldn't see. And now, because you trusted, because you stayed even when it hurt, your blessing can finally reach you without resistance. And you'll know it's from heaven because it won't bring chaos, it will bring peace. It won't drain you, it will energize you. It won't confuse you, it will feel like clarity without needing explanation. That's how divine alignment feels. That's how answered prayers show up, sometimes quietly, sometimes suddenly, but always with certainty in your soul. You are not too late, you are not too broken, you are not too far behind. Those are lies planted by fear, and fear has no place in the life God is building for you. From this moment on, every step you take is sacred, every breath is permission, every tear is watering the soil of your next miracle. So stand tall now, not because everything makes sense, but because your soul recognizes that something holy is unfolding. You are not waiting anymore, you are receiving, you are aligning. You are remembering who you are, not who the world told you to be, but who heaven always saw in you. And as you move forward, keep listening. The signs will grow stronger, the people meant for you will appear, the purpose that's been chasing you will finally catch you, and it won't feel forced, it will feel like flow, like something ancient and beautiful is returning, like your spirit finally exhaling after holding its breath for years. Michael says, don't run from what feels unfamiliar. That's how miracles arrive, not always in comfort but always in clarity. You'll look back one day at this moment, this very moment, and realize it was the beginning of everything changing, quietly, gently, powerfully. The sky will look different, the air will feel lighter, and you'll smile not because it's perfect but because you'll finally know, it's yours, and it's time. Messages are being drafted by people who don't even know why they're thinking about you right now. They'll say things like, you just came to mind, or I felt I should check on you, but you'll know, you'll remember this moment, you'll understand that it's not them, it's heaven moving through them. Divine alignment is real, and you, beloved, are walking in it now. The silence you've endured was not punishment, it was preparation. The waiting wasn't a delay, it was a setup for something far more powerful than you could have arranged on your own. And now all at once things begin shifting, conversations change tone, doors that were stuck for years suddenly swing open. You'll notice people treating you differently, not because you've changed who you are but because your frequency has risen. You are no longer operating from the wounds of the past. You are stepping forward from your healed core, and that kind of shift cannot be ignored by the universe. Even the stars are responding to your awakening. Archangel Michael now stands behind you silently, not in defense but in reverence. He knows what it took for you to get here, the tears you cried alone, the prayers whispered in the dark, the faith you held onto when you had every reason to let go. That's why heaven chose you. That's why the scroll was opened in your presence, not because you were perfect but because you were willing. And now here's the truth, people will begin to ask you what changed. They'll see the glow on your face, they'll notice your calm in chaos, they'll wonder why you're smiling even though things haven't fully arrived yet, and you'll simply say, I remembered who I am, because that's all this was ever about, not creating a new you but revealing the you that always existed beneath the pain, the fear and the lies. God says, you were always enough, even in your mess, even in your questions, even when you doubted yourself. I never stopped believing in you, I never left, I just waited for the moment you would hear me again. And now that you have, things will not go back to how they were, they can't, because your soul has tasted truth, your spirit has touched the eternal, you've encountered a divine reminder, and that cannot be erased. From this point forward, even in the face of uncertainty, you'll carry a different kind of strength, not loud, not forceful, but deeply rooted, unshakable, sacred. You'll begin to recognize that some situations are no longer meant for you, not out of judgment but alignment. Your peace will start to reject chaos on its own, your soul will no longer let you shrink just to make others comfortable. You've outgrown what once fit, you've risen from where you once laid broken, you're no longer surviving, you're thriving, glowing, living. Archangel Michael steps forward again, hand extended, not to pull you but to bless you. This, he says, was the activation moment. You didn't just hear the call, you answered it, and now the heavens rejoice, not just for what's coming but for what has already begun. Expect divine reversals now. Places where you were overlooked will become stages of recognition. The people who ignored your value will now speak of your strength. The job, the healing, the contract, the love, it's all moving toward you like a current pulled by the force of destiny. You don't have to chase, just stay aligned, stay soft, stay open. You'll start seeing angel numbers more often, you'll feel warmth on your skin in cold places. You'll catch yourself smiling for no reason, laughing at the smallest joys, feeling at home within your own soul. That's not a coincidence, it's confirmation. The divine has settled into your atmosphere. And now pause, feel this moment, breathe it in, let your chest rise with hope again, let your shoulders release the weight, let your body remember safety. You are protected now, you are guided, you are known. You are loved with a force that cannot be measured. That's why you feel so different, because heaven isn't visiting you anymore, it has made its home within you. God says, watch how I make the impossible possible, watch how I turn the forgotten into favored, watch how I take what the enemy used to shame you and crown you with it. And as that truth settles deep, you'll realize, you're not waiting for your life to begin. It already has, and every breath from here on is a part of the sacred unfolding. Archangel Michael smiles now, but not because the battle is over, because you finally recognize that the battle was always shaping you. Every loss was a setup, every delay was protection, every closed door was holy redirection, and now your timeline has aligned. Your heart has synchronized with heaven. So tonight, when you lay your head down, expect dreams that feel more like visions, expect signs that feel too specific to ignore, expect peace that wraps around you like a blanket and whispers, you're not alone anymore. This is it, the shift, the moment your life bends toward light in a way that cannot be undone. You are ready, not because everything is perfect but because your soul said yes. And that was all heaven needed, you. Words that were once locked in silence now thunder in your spirit with sacred certainty. You were never forgotten, you were always the one, and those words don't just echo, they anchor, they wrap around your soul like armor, because from this moment your spirit will never shrink back into fear again, your voice will not tremble the way it used to, your heart won't question if it's worthy anymore. Every shadow that ever convinced you otherwise is dissolving in the light of this truth. Heaven chose you long before the world ever tried to reject you. And now, because you've accepted what was always yours, you will notice the shift, subtle at first then undeniable, the way people pause when you speak, the way your presence begins to calm storms without saying a word, the way your name will be mentioned in rooms you've never stepped into because favor has gone ahead of you. You'll feel it in your chest, this soft power, this sacred confidence. It won't be arrogance. It will be remembrance the moment your soul recalls why it came here. God says, I watched you when no one else saw, I stood beside you when you cried alone, I counted your tears and turned each one into a seed, now watch them bloom, and bloom they will, beloved, in places that once only knew your grief. That's why the soil had to be broken, that's why the rain was heavy, it was never punishment, it was preparation. And now the things that once broke you will be the very things that bless you, the job that rejected you will lead to the calling that celebrates you, the relationship that crushed you will make space for the one that heals you, the silence that made you question yourself will now become the canvas for divine whispers. You're not being rebuilt into your old self, you're being resurrected into the truest version of who you were always meant to be. Archangel Michael says, this is where you rise without explanation, this is where you move without apology, this is where you trust what you feel even when you can't explain it, because intuition is your inheritance too, and it's louder now. You'll sense things before they happen, you'll know who's for you and who's not without needing proof. You'll walk into rooms and shift the atmosphere just by existing, not because you're trying but because heaven is speaking through you now. And for the first time in a long time you'll feel free, not just from others but from yourself, the version of you that played small, that doubted, that settled. That version was a survival tactic, but you're not surviving anymore, you're ascending, you're expanding, you're becoming. And that's what this message was always about, not just survival but transformation, not just comfort but activation, because now you're the one others will look to, you're the one whose story will break chains, you're the one whose healing will ripple through generations, you are the living proof that a soul can fall and still rise with wings. You will dream differently now, not from fear but from faith, not from longing but from knowing. When you close your eyes tonight you'll see colors that speak, you'll feel light pouring into places you didn't even know were still hurting, you'll wake up not heavy but light, as if something dark was removed in the night while angels stood guard. And it was, something was removed, something was lifted, something was closed for good. You don't have to go back and fix what broke you, that's no longer your assignment is forward, it's joy, it's love without fear, it's peace without performance, it's wealth without guilt, it's being without pretending. God says, you don't have to beg for what I've already written with your name on it, so stop asking if you're worthy, stop waiting for signs you already received. This is your confirmation, this is your yes, this is your moment. And now the path is cleared, you'll start to see how the pieces come together, what didn't make sense before will become crystal clear, the loss was alignment, the delay was protection, the heartbreak was redirection, you didn't fail, you were rerouted. Archangel Michael says, do not mourn the doors that closed, celebrate the ones about to open without you knocking, and they will open effortlessly, beautifully, divinely, and you will walk through them like you were always meant to, because you were. You are the answered prayer of someone who never stopped believing, even if that someone was your own soul whispering through time, don't give up, keep going, something holy is coming, and it did, and it's here, and now it's in you. A peace that doesn't require you to keep proving your worth, or explaining your pain. This is where God steps in, and becomes the one who defends you, who heals you, who provides. God says, you fought long enough, now watch what happens when I fight for you. And just like that, a shift begins, quietly but undeniably. You'll notice it in the way your energy starts to come back, in how you suddenly feel like dreaming again. In the strange calm that comes, even though nothing has changed yet. That's not denial, that's grace. That's heaven building the foundation, before the structure rises. Archangel Michael says, "You've waited long enough, and now it's your turn. Not to beg, not to chase, but to receive. What's coming to you doesn't need manipulation, it doesn't require schemes, it doesn't come through pain. It comes through alignment, through timing, through obedience. And you've shown all three, even when it cost you, especially when it cost you. So now don't be surprised when the weight starts lifting. When you no longer feel tethered to what once controlled you. When things that used to bother you barely touch your peace. That's because God has started the removal process. Everything that isn't connected to your purpose is being loosened from your life. Every chain that held your spirit down is breaking now, quietly but completely. And when it's done, you won't even recognize the heaviness you once carried as normal. You'll breathe differently, you'll speak with more clarity. You'll walk lighter, because you finally realized, not everything is your burden to bear. And when people ask what happened, how you changed, why you seem so unbothered, all you'll say is, I stopped fighting battles that weren't mine. Archangel Michael smiles at that, because he knows how many nights you cried while no one noticed. He knows how many times you almost gave in, but chose to believe instead. He was there, every time you whispered a prayer no one heard. And now he says, that faith didn't go unnoticed, it was recorded in heaven. And now it's being answered. So don't be shocked when things you forgot about, suddenly start reappearing. When something you casually hoped for 5 years ago, finds you in this new season. That's not coincidence, that's restoration. God is not just repaying you, He's repaying with interest. Every tear became a seed, every disappointment became fertilizer. And now the garden is ready to bloom. But hear this clearly, not everyone can walk with you in this next part. And that's not cruelty, it's protection. Some people were only assigned to the pain, not the promise. And if they stay too long, they'll infect the joy with doubt. Heaven won't let that happen. So if someone exits suddenly, trust the timing, trust the silence, trust that their departure made space for divine arrival. God says, I'm not just healing your heart, I'm securing your future. That's why certain doors had to stay shut until now. That's why certain relationships didn't work. That's why you felt delayed, while others seemed to move ahead. You weren't behind, you were being preserved. What they rushed into, you are being prepared for. And that difference is everything. This is your season of slow miracles, small steady blessings, that build into something undeniable. It may not be loud at first, but it will be real. And real is what lasts. Don't despise the quiet moments, that's when heaven works its deepest wonders, in silence, in stillness, in surrender. Archangel Michael gently places his hand over your spirit and says, You're not the same person you were when this began. And that's the proof the process worked. You didn't just survive, you transformed. You didn't just wait, you evolved. And now you are exactly where heaven needs you to be. And even though you may still feel some fear, let this truth rise louder, you're not walking alone anymore. You never really were, but now you can feel the presence that surrounds you. The protection, the push, the peace. That's the divine confirmation you've been searching for. So tonight, don't ask for more signs, just say thank you. Thank you for the strength to keep going, thank you for the eyes to see what others missed, thank you for the heart that stayed soft, when bitterness tried to harden it. That gratitude is the final key. It unlocks what fear tried to delay. It tells heaven you're ready. And you are ready, more ready than you know. This is the moment where it all starts aligning. Where the right people begin to appear. Where the confusion begins to clear. Where the heaviness you've carried starts to turn into wisdom. And where the very thing that tried to destroy you becomes the reason you're elevated. Because you didn't quit, because you didn't let the pain have the last word, because you still believed, even if it was only a whisper. Heaven heard it, Archangel Michael recorded it, and God is now responding to it. Stay open, stay expectant. You are standing at the threshold of a promise long awaited. The shift is not coming, it has already begun. So if your mind starts spiraling, pause right there. Remember the truth, speak light back into yourself, rebuke the lies before they take root. Archangel Michael says, when your mind begins to question everything, that's when you must hold on to your soul the tightest. Because that moment, that battle, it's proof that something sacred is near. The enemy never strikes, unless there's something valuable to steal. And you, beloved, are carrying a blessing so big, so bright, that darkness wants to confuse you, before you realize it's already yours. So take a deep breath. This isn't just resistance, it's confirmation. That sudden wave of fatigue, that doubt that appeared out of nowhere, it's not random, it's spiritual interference. Heaven is moving in, and the enemy is panicking. Why? Because you stayed, you listened, you let this message reach your heart. And now the atmosphere around you is no longer the same. You've entered sacred territory. Your name is being mentioned, in rooms you haven't even walked into yet. God is shifting the timeline on your behalf. Things are being rearranged, not to punish you, but to prepare you. Archangel Michael wants you to know this. What feels like chaos now, is actually alignment. The shaking you feel inside, is just your old life trying to hold on, while the new one takes shape. The release hurts, but it's holy. The ending stings, but it's necessary. You're not breaking down, you're breaking free. Keep going, don't numb this moment, don't disconnect. You've come too far to look away now. Stay present, stay awake. Because in the next few hours, something will change. It might be subtle. A shift in how someone speaks to you, a random message that feels too accurate, a peaceful silence that settles into your chest, for no reason at all. Pay attention, don't dismiss it. This is how heaven speaks, softly, clearly, powerfully. God doesn't shout to be heard, He whispers to be felt. And right now, He's closer than He's ever been. You don't need to have all the answers, you don't need to figure it out right now. You just need to trust that the shift you feel isn't your imagination, it's your spirit stepping into alignment with your future. And it's okay if it's unfamiliar, that's how you know it's new. That's how you know it's not a cycle repeating, it's a door opening. Michael says, don't return to what was comfortable, just because the new feels quiet. Quiet doesn't mean wrong, it means holy. You're being called into a level of peace you've never known. A version of yourself you've never met. A life you didn't even think was possible. And the only requirement, don't look back. This is where the story turns. Where the waiting ends. Where your spirit finally exhales. Where the blessing that's been hovering, finally lands. But it can only land on open hands. So let go of the pain, release the regret, loosen your grip on the old, so your hands can receive the new. You are not behind, you are not late, you are not forgotten. You are right on time, for what heaven has written. The delays weren't punishments, they were protection. The silence wasn't rejection, it was preparation. Every time you thought it was over, it was really just beginning again, in a higher form. And this time, you'll be ready. Archangel Michael whispers one last reminder. You are the proof that miracles are real. You are the evidence that heaven hears. You are the living prophecy of answered prayers. Nothing is too late, nothing is too lost, nothing is too broken. You are still eligible for every promise heaven spoke over you. Hold on to that truth like it's oxygen. Because it is. In this next season, your faith will not just comfort you, it will carry you. Into new rooms, into new peace, into new love, into new power, into a version of you, that has always existed in the spirit, but is finally ready to rise. So get up, even if your legs shake, even if your voice cracks, even if your heart is still healing. Get up anyway, move forward anyway. The path is already cleared, the way has already been made. And the blessing, it's already on its way. Not someday, not eventually, but now. Because heaven doesn't operate on human timing. When it's time, it's time. And beloved, it's time. Let the shift happen, let the silence heal, let the blessing land. Archangel Michael says, this is your appointed hour. Do not miss it, by clinging to yesterday. Look ahead. What's coming is greater. What's forming is divine. And what you're feeling deep in your soul right now, that's not fear, that's recognition. Your spirit knows the truth, before your mind can explain it. And now that the truth has been spoken, nothing will ever be the same. Keep your heart open, keep your spirit steady, stay in the light. Because what's next is already unfolding, and this time it's for you. All of it. You'll start waking up lighter, as if a weight you didn't even know you were carrying, has been lifted. Your heart will begin to beat with a new rhythm, steady, strong, unshakable. Some mornings you might catch yourself smiling without reason, feeling inexplicably hopeful, as if the universe just whispered a secret, meant only for you. These aren't coincidences, these are signs, that your spirit is syncing with a higher frequency. The energy around you is shifting, transforming every corner of your life. Michael reminds you. This isn't magic, it's divine order. What was once tangled, is being unraveled. What was once hidden, is becoming clear. What was once painful, is turning into purpose. You might still face moments of doubt, moments when the old fears try to creep back, but now you have a shield, crafted from resilience, faith, and truth. Each time you choose belief over fear, that shield grows stronger. There will be unexpected moments, when the past tries to pull you back, old memories, old voices, familiar shadows. When they come, breathe deeply, and remember. You are not that old story anymore. You are a new chapter, written by the hand of heaven, inked with courage, and sealed with grace. Let the past be a teacher, not a jailer. Every scar, every tear, every struggle, was the soil for your miracle to grow. Now pay attention to your dreams, and sudden flashes of inspiration. They carry messages. They are whispers from the divine, giving you clues about your next steps. Don't dismiss them. Keep a journal near your bed, and write down what you receive. Your spiritual inbox is overflowing, and these downloads will guide you through the next phase of your awakening. Michael says, the journey ahead is not always smooth, but it is purposeful. You will be tested, not to punish you, but to prepare you. Every challenge is a doorway to greater strength. Every obstacle is a stepping stone to your destiny. When you feel overwhelmed, remember this. Your soul chose this path, and you are equipped to walk it. You might find that old relationships begin to dissolve or change. Some people will leave your life, as suddenly as they appeared. Don't resist these shifts, they are divinely orchestrated, to make space for the people and opportunities aligned with your true purpose. It's okay to grieve, but do not cling to what no longer serves your highest good. At the same time, be open to new connections that feel different, deeper, more authentic, more soul-aligned. These are the allies heaven has sent to walk alongside you. Trust your instincts. When it comes to new people and experiences, your spiritual sight is sharpening, and you'll be able to discern what is meant for your path, and what isn't. Financial blessings are on the horizon, but they may not arrive how you expect. Michael warns, sometimes the breakthrough looks like a closed door, before it opens a window. Don't get discouraged if the first sign of change feels subtle or confusing. Be patient and watch how small shifts begin to multiply, eventually creating a cascade of abundance. Your faith and gratitude will be the fuel for these manifestations. Your health and well-being will also start to improve, as you release what no longer serves you. Pay attention to your body, it's your temple and your home. Nourish it with kindness, rest, and the knowledge that healing is happening, often in ways you cannot yet see. The tiredness you felt is the body's way of asking for renewal, and now that renewal is arriving. Michael's voice softens as he says, "You are not alone in this transformation. You have celestial allies, ancestors, and angels, working tirelessly on your behalf. When you feel weak, call on us. When you feel lost, remember this message. You are loved beyond measure, held beyond comprehension, and destined for greatness beyond imagination. Remember, the miracles you seek are not just for you, they ripple outwards, touching everyone around you. Your healing and awakening will inspire others to find their own light. You are a beacon, a guidepost, for souls still searching in the darkness. Your story of perseverance and faith will become a testimony, a living proof of heaven's promises. And now, as this message draws to a close, feel the energy around you shift once more. The atmosphere is charged with possibility. Your spirit is alight with new strength. You stand at the threshold of your divine destiny. Archangel Michael steps back, with a look of pride and love, knowing the battle was hard, but the victory is certain. Go forward with courage, he says. Walk your path with faith, speak your truth with power, love yourself with grace. The heavens are aligned in your favor. Your time is now. Hold on to that truth, as you move through the coming days. Let it be your anchor, when storms arise, and your compass, when the way seems unclear. Your miracle has already begun its journey to you. All that remains, is for you to receive it, with open arms and an open heart. And so, beloved soul, this sacred message closes, but your story is only just unfolding. The light you carry is unstoppable, the love within you is unbreakable, and the blessings awaiting you are as vast as the heavens themselves. Walk in this truth, live in this power, shine with the brilliance of the divine. The angels sing your name, the stars align for your purpose, and Archangel Michael watches over you, now and forever. Some things in life are not meant to be rushed or forced, they unfold in their own perfect timing, much like this moment you're in right now. You are standing on sacred ground, a threshold where your past meets your future, where your pain meets your healing, where your prayers meet their answers. Heaven has been working quietly behind the scenes, orchestrating a symphony of divine timing, that your human eyes cannot yet see. But your spirit feels it, that deep unshakable knowing, that something beautiful is about to bloom, from the ashes of what once was. You might still feel fragile, even broken at times, and that's okay. Healing is not linear. Sometimes it's messy. Sometimes it requires you to sit in discomfort, to grieve the old stories you told yourself, about who you are and what you deserve. But Michael reminds you, that every tear you shed was never wasted. They were prayers in disguise, a spiritual currency, that bought you this moment of awakening. Your heart is opening wider than before, and this new openness is your greatest strength. It is the gateway to your miracles. And now your future beckons, with gentle insistence. It calls you to rise, not as the person you were, but as the person you were always meant to be. Your laughter will return, not forced or fake, but genuine and healing. Your purpose will reignite, burning with clarity and passion. Love real and kind will find you, love that nurtures instead of wounds, that builds instead of breaks. Your home will feel like a sanctuary, a place where your soul can finally breathe, and be fully known. Remember, you don't have to chase this future. You don't need to wrestle it into existence. All you have to do is align with it, align your thoughts, your actions, and your heart, with the truth that God's plan for you is already in motion. Trust the divine timing, that has been working on your behalf, often invisibly, but always faithfully. Your path has been cleared by unseen hands, and the obstacles that once seemed insurmountable, are now stepping stones, leading you forward. There is someone for you, Michael assures you. Someone whose heart is healing, whose soul is preparing, just as yours is. You don't need to rush or force this connection, it will come in perfect time, shaped by heaven itself. Forgive those who need time to heal, including yourself. Forgiveness isn't just for others, it's a gift you give to your own soul, clearing space for new love and new blessings. Michael also invites you to examine your surroundings, to seek out the objects or memories that carry the weight of your past pain. When you find them, ask yourself if they serve the person you are becoming, or the person you are leaving behind. Release what no longer serves you, for your energy must match your destiny. Carrying dead weight only slows your ascent. Your hands are made to receive miracles, not to clutch onto the past. Breathe deeply, and affirm with your whole being. I am not behind, I am not cursed, I am not forgotten. I am exactly where God needs me to be, and everything I lost is being returned in a higher form. Repeat this as often as needed. Let these words become your spiritual armor, your shield against doubt and fear. Tonight, as the angels sing your name, and a gentle light surrounds your future, know this. The delay is over. The test of stillness has been passed. The miracle is in motion. By the time the sun rises, something in your life will have shifted, subtly at first, then unmistakably. Michael stands beside you, sword lowered, smiling, because you listened, you stayed, and now you will be blessed. This moment is a sacred transaction, a divine unlocking of your inheritance. You are not just receiving blessings, you are becoming the living proof that heaven's promises never fail. You carry the prayers of your ancestors, the hopes of generations, and the light of divine blueprints, written before time began. You may feel the presence of those who love you, from the other side, in a breeze, a flicker of light, a song on the wind. These are not coincidences, but confirmations, sacred reminders, that you are never alone. Archangel Michael continues to guard your path, placing signs in your way, feathers, numbers, familiar faces, old melodies, that affirm your alignment with heaven's plan. Expect sudden justice, in long-stalled matters, unexpected financial blessings, calls from people you thought you lost, and a rising energy within you, that no external circumstance can shake. You are covered by divine protection. Your home is a sanctuary, your future is ensured by the hand of God. The one who once opposed your rise, will watch in silent awe, as your life becomes a testimony to divine faithfulness, not in vengeance, but in revelation. You are the message now, the living letter, signed, sealed, and delivered by heaven itself. Michael now leans close, whispering words heavy with sacred power. You are not just an heir, you are the keeper of what was lost, the guardian of sacred truths, the fulfillment of promises made long ago. Let this echo in your heart forever. No longer will you be burdened by shame or doubt. Those weights are lifting, even now. You are stepping into the fullness of your spiritual inheritance, and heaven rejoices. The veil has lifted. Your spiritual GPS recalibrates. The silence you feared was only the calm before a divine awakening. You are the miracle beloved. You are the answer to prayers whispered in the dark. You are the light that shines through the cracks of your brokenness. And as you walk forward, remember this. The path may not always be easy, but it will always be holy. Anchor yourself in these truths, speak them aloud, write them on your heart. I receive my inheritance, I forgive those who try to block it, I am ready for the life heaven wrote for me. This is your covenant, your divine contract, sealed by the angels, and signed with love. Now take a deep breath, and step into the new. The old is collapsing behind you, and the new is being built before your eyes. The future is brighter than you ever imagined. This is not the end, but a glorious beginning. Michael smiles one last time, his wings spreading wide, like a shield of golden fire. You listened, you stayed, you will be blessed, he says softly. And with that, the heavens sing, the angels dance, and your soul breathes in the promise of what is to come. Amen.